Welcome to DS Trucks. So we've got a major problem with our snowplow setup, and it pertains to our salt dog. The salt dog is broke down. So a couple things. I went to spread some salt, and I wanted to make sure it will flow out of there because it's been sitting in there for a little bit of time, maybe like a week or two, and that's a long time. Normally you're not supposed to leave salt in here. If you follow the channel, you know that I do leave some salt in my spreader. I haven't had any issues, but it is not coming out. There seems to be a problem. So I'm messing around with it. It doesn't seem like the salt is frozen or solid or anything like that. It's still dry, but it won't come out. The auger will not spin. So I did some investigation, and looking underneath here, looking way back down in there, the grease zerk has fallen off of the bearing. If you look way back in there, the actual tube, you can see that tube, you can see the grease right there, and then that tube, it's not connected to the bearing back there. And I'm thinking, is the bearing seized? Is the bearing bad? Because the grease fitting fell off of it and it broke off, so you can I can't grease it. There's no way that I can get any grease into this bearing. So that's an issue, and I'm thinking maybe that's the problem. So I got back there with the grease gun and tried to hold the grease gun up to the opening and pump some grease in there and tried it again. Did nothing. So I open up the top of the spreader and look inside, and look what I see. Guys, my inverted V is totally shoved over to one side. I do not know why that is like that. The steel rods are actually bent. They're not reinforced though. It seems like a flaw of some kind, like a design flaw, because why is this even possible? This shouldn't be kicked all the way over to the left. So I think if I empty this salt out of here, I might be able to actually straighten this out and get this thing to function again. So maybe this is why I'm not spreading salt. My auger's jammed. It looks like this might be on my auger. So if I get this salt out of here, maybe I can actually get some operation. So I'm going to pull up the other truck, and I'm going to put the salt from this truck into that truck, and we'll see if we can get this to work. Anyway, see you guys at the next scene. Hopefully we can figure something out. All right, so I got the F250 pulled up, and I'm going to put the salt from the 450 into the 250. And that way I can get the spreader auger free and see what the heck's going on and what kind of solution I can come up with. Anyway, see you guys up top. All right, guys, up top here. And one thing I do notice is that this V is able to move left and right, and there's very little reinforcement. There's no reinforcement here. It'd be better if this was a piece of angle, because then it wouldn't be able to flex like this. Whereas this V is just bolted down in here, and it cannot move, and it has not moved and hasn't had any issues. So it looks like the good SHPE2000 salt dog has some issues, unless there's something missing or something wrong with this setup. Maybe they're supposed to bolt some angle to this. I don't know what the deal is, but I think if I clear everything out, straighten everything out, and bolt some angle iron here, I don't know how I'm gonna get it straight, but we'll see. First, let me start by emptying it out. All right, guys, so I was able to shovel some of this out of here, and I was able to get the V back into the center pretty easily. There is no integrity with this V design. It just moves freely here, and it got pushed over probably from, I don't know why it got pushed over, but it got shoved over. And I don't know, maybe that's why it wasn't spreading, but I'm gonna go ahead. This is how much I've taken out, and there it is in the other spreader. It's pretty amazing how much salt this holds compared to how much that one holds. And I've been finding, even though I'm ordering the same load of salt, they're giving me a bigger scoop, so I'm saving money with the bigger spreader, because I get a bigger scoop, for whatever reason. This stuff is not accurately measured. It's just kind of eyeballed, and bigger spreader, bigger scoop. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and see if it comes out, try the auger, see if it can pump any salt. Hopefully that was the issue. We'll see. All right, so the vibrator's going. The salt's only coming out because of the vibrator, and the auger still not able to spin. So I'm gonna keep messing around with this and see what I can come up with. All right, so I've pretty much emptied the hopper. Let's see if the auger will spin with hardly any salt on it. Let's see here. Turn it on. There it goes. Finally, with all the salt removed, the inverted V removed, it is spinning. And it sounds okay. It doesn't seem as if the bearing's shot or anything like that. But like I said, the grease fitting is off. What else did I find? I think that was pretty much it. So there's something going on with this where it kind of just is allowed to flop around. I don't know why. I don't know if that's why it wasn't spinning, but oh, there was some. These were down in the spreader by the auger, but it's not hard. It's just like clay. It's kind of squishy. But I don't know if this was causing it to. Shouldn't. I had a couple pieces of that kind of threw out, but that shouldn't have stopped me. You know, like I said, it's not like a rock or anything. Unless somehow I scooped something out that was a rock. And anyway, I'm gonna keep messing around with it and see what I can come up with. Alright guys, so what I ultimately decided to do is go ahead and pull the bearing off of the Salt Dogg. And it was not easy, extremely difficult. Let me show you guys the bearing. It was extremely difficult to reach under there, and then some of the threads were actually cross-threaded on one of the studs, but I fought through it and ended up getting the bearing off. Like I said, the grease fitting was broken, so the bearing wasn't getting greased, but looking at the bearing, it is a fully stainless steel situation here. And you know, I did put grease on the inside of it because I was thinking I was gonna slide it back on, but then I figured, why even mess around, because I got a new one coming, guys, in the mail. There's a new one coming in the mail, so it's like whatever. But it doesn't seem to be shot or anything. It just, you know, wasn't getting greased. So I guess it is what it is. There's a new one coming. It should be here by the end of the week, but the spreader is just gonna be down until that gets in. It kind of sucks because, you know, I'm running a 250 now, and it's fine, but I've got to pull it out. I got to move all the cars out of the way, get it out, and it doesn't hold as much, but that's not that big a deal. But I will say the smaller Salt Dogg spreader is better than the bigger one in the sense that the inverted V is bolted down there. It does not move compared to this big one, where honestly, looking at the bearing and seeing that the bearing is not shot yet, even though I'm still going to replace it, because in the process of trying to get the remnants of that grease fitting out, I kind of ruined it. There is no getting a new grease fitting in there, so I'm just going to go ahead and replace it. But yeah, the smaller one does work a little better, so I don't know what a good solution is for that. But once this is in, I'll start thinking about a solution for that. But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching DS Trucks. See you in the next video, guys. Over and out.